Hi, and welcome to Rolling Crits with
Brian Anderson.
and Randy Son. Today we're going to be reviewing the newest Magic product that just came out, and that would be
Commander Legends. It just finally arrived. Hot off the presses in the stores. Go get your, go to the portal and get your boxes and packs today.
Yep. And like always, we want to thank the portal again for being our sponsor, providing this great product to us today. And I'm sure some of you have already looked at all the product that have come out and seen a lot of the cards online with TCG and some of the other places. But what we're going to do today is open up a box and see what we get.
Yeah, wish us luck and come along for this journey.
All right, here we go, guys. There's the box right there. And we'll start opening this thing up if I can get the cellophane right off of it.
Come on, Jeweled Lotus.
All right, some mana drain. Give me
I
some
want
mana love.
7 of them.
Let's see what kind of extended arts we get. That's where, if you guys are reselling the cards, you definitely want to get those extended art cards.
Yeah, they're going for like almost double.
Yeah, I think I just saw the mana drain extended art is going for like 160 online. All right, there's little packs right there. So we're going to start opening these up. If you want to be the first one, Brian.
All right, let's see. Boom. Woo! Come on, hotness.
All right. And then there's Soul's Might. Get your commons out of the way. There, Crow of Dark Tidings.
Yeah, we're not going to spend a ton of time on the commons, because that's not what we're excited about. There are some good ones, like all sets, but
All right. What do you got there
all
for
right.
your uncommon?
First uncommon, Coastline Marauders.
Nice.
Second one, Horizon Scholar. So, typical blue. The Revenant Black, flying. This is actually my second box, and I did notice, and this is kind of aligned with what you would expect in the Commander series, is that some of the casting costs are a little higher, because when you're playing in a group game, there's a better chance that you get to some of those things. Oh, what do we got? Wrong Turn. This is our first rare. Remember, everything has commanders in it, every pack. So this is the rare that's not from the commander set. Target opponent gains control of target creature. Okay. Wow.
For
Target
3 mana.
opponent gains control of target creature. Dude, this is phenomenal. So this is like a cheaper control magic. So it's a steel effect. Steel it has no restrictions. It's instant speed, which is phenomenal. It doesn't expire, and unlike a control magic or something like that, or some of the enchantment effects, there's nothing to get rid of the enchantment, and it's just 1 cheaper at a cost of 3. That's pretty amazing. So that's pretty happy there. All right, now let's move on to our commanders. We got Togo, Goblin Weaponsmith. Great to see Goblin Commander. That's fantastic. That's an uncommon. And then for our second commander, we got Tuyo Bearclaw, Legendary Bear Warrior, human.
Nice.
Let's see. When it attacks, it gains XX till end of turn, and X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So that's pretty phenomenal.
Heck yeah.
That's actually really good. I mean, obviously the one weakness is you need board presence.
Right.
Because if you got no other creatures, it's only going to
But if
target
you're playing
itself.
like a lot of green.
But still, for a 3-drop, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, but it's got a lot of potential. And then we got a little foily, Ape Shaman, and our token, the Monarch.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip the commons right there. We'll go through there, and I got my first uncommon here is Make a Stand, which is creatures get +1/+0 and are gain indestructible till end of turn. I got the Brass Herald, Golem. All right, then we got the Stinger Fling Spider. Oh, this is one of the good cards. This one's already booking for like $30.
Scroll Rack!
Now,
Woo!
this one here is for 1 mana, tap, exile any number of cards from your hand face down, put that many cards from the top of your library into your hand, then look at the top of the exile cards and put them on top of your library in any order. So basically, you're just re-getting a new hand. You're shuffling your hand back into your deck, getting 7 new cards, and then the top of your library, you take those cards and put them whatever order you want to pull them.
That's awesome.
All right, then we got our commanders here. I got Alina Kessing Trapper, Kamal,
Oh!
Prosa, a rare commander right there.
So Kamal's been around for a while. That's one of the coolest things about this commander set is they're bringing back a lot of throwbacks to some of the classics, like Kamal being one of them. So this is I actually got one in my box, and I'm big fan of it. Kamal,
Nice.
awesome job. So we did pretty good.
And my foilie is a common. It's Maelstrom Colossus. Now, just a quick note for everybody here. These commander packs have 20 cards in them, as opposed to the regular 15 that you would normally get.
And there are, check the box, but I think there's only 24 packs in a booster box. So normally there's 36.
Yeah.
So each pack is bigger,
Yep.
but the amount of if you think about it from a space standpoint,
6, 7, 8. Yep, you're correct. 24.
so less space or the same amount of space in the box. So, all right, so we're gonna scroll through the commons. I kind of like what Randy came up with here. We can always go back or we got some near Terramorphic Expanse. All right, let's go to our uncommons. Angelic Armaments. So standard equipment. Coastline Marauders. Demonic Lore. Whoa, another mythic rare. Port Razor. I actually remember reading something on this in the spoilers. Combination untapped creature you control. So that's amazing. There's going to be some builds around this. Adds another attack phase. That's pretty cool. Then for our commanders, we got Breaches, another pirate commander.
Nice.
Fantastic. And he's got the partner.
Goblin pirate.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you can put him in a pirate deck, you can put him in a goblin deck, and because he's got the partner, he can be partnered up with another guy. And then we got good old Captain Vargas Wrath, another orc pirate. A lot of pirates. That's cool. And then another uncommon. For our foil, we got a rare Sashima's Will. Looks pretty good. And we got a copy of a token.
All right. So, jump again to the uncommons here. We got Thirst for Knowledge. Draw 3 cards to discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact. That's been around for a while. Monstrous Onslaught.
Yeah.
I'll bring those down here so you can see them. Slaughter the Strong. Sorry, Brian, we're going to have to slaughter you.
Yeah, you can bring it.
Oh, one of my rares. War Room. It's a land.
Yeah, I want to buy that off you.
Pay, what is it? 3 tap, pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity. Draw a card.
Yeah, and like lower color decks, that's like really good.
Here's the Brinolin, the Moon Kraken, an uncommon commander.
Yeah. We got a Kraken commander. Look at him. He's awesome.
Lisa Shroud Dusk, a legendary
vampire?
creature angel.
Oh, Angel. Okay.
Rather than pay 2 for each previous time you've cast a spell from command zone, this game pay 2 that many times. 2 life that many times. Flying lifelink. Whenever a player casts a spell, they lose 2 life. Wow.
Yeah, that's a game changer. Not only is the effect board controlling,
Yep.
but the ability to have the option of ignoring the commander attacks
Oh yeah.
is really powerful. That's cool.
All right. I believe that's uncommon foil, Humble Defactor. All right.
Humble Defactor, you say? Randy, I don't know. I like what we've pulled so far. What do we is that 2 or 3 mythics?
That's 3 so far. I'm enjoying this so far. This is actually
Couple
a really
packs
good
in,
box.
man. That's really solid. Oh, Command Tower's back in this one. If you guys have never seen Command Tower, I don't know. I can't tell if the glare's there. We might have to edit that out. That's a good one. Make a Stand. Solid. Pennon Blade. +1 each other creature you control. Guild Commons. It's kind of neat. Horizon Stone is our rare. Mana, if that mana becomes colorless instead. Oh, that's cool. So instead of like mana burn, it continues to float, but it transitions into colorless.
Nice.
We got the Kobold. By the way, so Kobolds were originally back in the dark, and I don't know, they weren't super powerful back then, but there was like kind of people are excited about goblins.
Yep.
There was that niche of dedicated followers, and so
This is the first time they've been back.
correct.
Nice.
And he's a good version, so we're probably not going to see a ton of kobolds quite yet, but it opens the door for them to start reprinting a splash.
Yeah, this one's zero mana, 0/1 legendary creature, first strike, menace, and trample, and he's partner.
And that was the whole thing with at least the original kobolds, is they were all like 0. All right, so then we got the elf druid Galanra, Caller of the Wirewood. She's solid. Sky Diamond, always a good pickup. Diamonds. Another soldier token. What do you got over there, Randy?
All right. Well, the first uncommon I got Burnished Heart, which is an elk, 3-cost 2/2. Pay 3, sacrifice him, and search your library for up to 2 basic land cards. Put them into battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Okay, and then we got Humbled Defactor again. Pride of the Perfect. Elves you control get +2/+0.
That's amazing. And it's black, so it's
Yeah.
only targeting that specific style of commander deck that has the black splash.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Promise of Tomorrow is our rare. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, exile it. At the beginning of each end step, if you control no creatures, sacrifice Promise of Tomorrow and return all cards exiled to the battlefield under your control. Nice. Then we got Slurk All Ingesting.
Is that
it's
the
an
ooze?
Yeah.
We got an ooze.
One of my legendary creatures here is Kelith Sunmane Familiar. It's an uncommon. And then we got our foil, Foundry Inspector, and a little soldier token.
I feel like you set me up here, Randy. You've got an advantage. The packs are closer to you.
Gotta make you reach.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna steal a couple ahead of time. All right. So Lightning Rig Crew. That's a reprint from Ixalan. So pirate. Let's see. Victimize. 2 creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards. Okay, so you're sacrificing a creature to return 2 from your graveyard. Tapped. That's pretty good. Obviously, it has that specific sacrifice build, but Lore Seeker Stone. Draw 3 cards. Cost 1 more activates for each card in your hand. Okay, that's neat. It costs 6, so it's a little expensive, but the potential for draw is good. Sweet Gum Recluse. Our rare is a spider. They brought Cascade back, so Cascade's on a lot. So this has Flash, Cascade, Reach. When it enters the battlefield, put +1/+1/+1 counters on each of any of target creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. So that could also include himself. For our commanders, we've got Amori, the Celebrant of Bounty. That's the Naga. That's cool. I love what they've done with the tribal stuff. You know, just flushing out, because it's a commander-specific set.
Yeah.
They were able to do some of this stuff.
It looks like they brought a lot back into it.
Oh, look, Core. We got a little splash of Core. Arden, Intrepid Archaeologist. Core Scout. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of auras and equipments you control to target permanent or player, and it has partner. That's really cool. And foil, Supernatural Stamina. Nothing school.
All right.
What you got, Ren?
Well, let's see here. We got Vow of the Wilderness. It's a chant creature. Enchanted creature gets +3/+3, has trample, and can't attack you or a planeswalker you control.
Oh, that's neat.
So if they steal it.
It's totally cool if you attack the other players at the table, but
Yep.
it can't attack you.
Right.
That's neat.
We got Humbled Defector again. He seems to be a popular one in there. Sunset Pyramid. Sunset enters the battlefield with 3 brick counters on it. 2 and tap, remove a brick counter.
I'll give you a brick
Draw
counter.
a card, or 2 and tap and scry. Triumphant Reckoning. This looks like it's an expensive 9 cast, but late game sorcery. Return all artifact, enchantment, and planewalker cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's a game changer when you're getting beaten down. And we got our commanders. We got Anara, the Wolvid Familiar.
Wolf Beast.
As long as it's your turn, commanders you control have indestructible.
Yeah, the art on that is really
Nice.
neat. It's almost like that Heart of the Wilderness type feel.
Yeah, that actually is really nice. We got Radiant Sarah Archangel, flying. Tap another untapped creature you control with flying. Radiant Sarah Archangel gains protection from color of your choice until end of turn. And our foily card here is a Goblin Pirate, Impulsive Pilferer.
All right, coming on in the next pack here, we got blue. Interpret the signs. Scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. Draw cards equal to that card's converted mana cost. So a little bit of a gamble, but could be worth it. Mask of Memory, 2-drop artifact equipment. When equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. Equips for 1. Patron of the Valiant, Angel, 5-drop, flying. When enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter. So it feeds into the counter synergies. For our rare, we got Blasphemous Act, 8 and 1. So a lot of heavy casts. With this guy, the spell costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield. That's pretty crazy. And it does 10 damage or 13 damage to each creature. Wow. Yeah. That's kind of like a board sweep, man.
Yep.
So it doesn't work well if they only have 1 or 2 threats, but by mid to late game, before a board sweeper is hit, it actually is functioning as a board sweeper. Nice. and it could be relatively cheap to cost.
Yeah, if
so
they have
let's
like
say
6-7 creatures out there, it costs you 1.
4 people, and remember, it says the battlefield, so I have 2, you have 2. If everybody has 2 creatures out, this thing costs 1.
Yeah, to wipe everything out.
That's pretty good. Next up, we've got Raya, Master Smith, or Rayav, Master Smith. Legendary creature, Dwarf Artificer, 2/2, and he's 1 white, 1 red. Whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, it gains double strike. That's really powerful. That's awesome. And then for our blue, legendary bird, we got Esior, Wordwing Familiar. That's a really cool picture. It's like a owl rat thing. Flying, spells your opponents cast that target 1 or more commanders you control costs 3 more, and it has the partner ability. That's pretty cool.
And it's only 2 cost.
And nothing fancy. Skeleton for our foily.
All right, well, let's see what we got here. Another Interpret the Signs, which Brian already went over. Then we got Strength of Pack, a 6 cost, which is put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. We have Frenzied Saddle Brute, which haste. All creatures can attack your opponents and planeswalkers your opponents control as though the creatures had haste. So basically, he comes out, everybody has haste. My rare is a Court of Bounty. When Court of Bounty enters the battlefield, you become the monarch.
Ooh,
At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you're the monarch, instead you may put a creature or land card from your hand onto the battlefield.
So for anyone who doesn't know or isn't aware, the monarch, it goes back to the original Conspiracy. I don't remember if it was in Conspiracy 2, but let's just assume yes. It's this trigger ability that I think it's during your end step. The monarch draws an extra card, and anytime you take damage, and if you are the monarch, I think it's by a creature, you lose the monarch and that person gets it. So basically, if you take damage, you lose the monarch. But if you have the monarch, at the end of your end step, you get to draw an extra card.
Nice.
And it kind of represents that king, monarch kind of.
That's pretty
advantage.
cool. I never played that.
Yeah.
We have Keskilt, the Flesh Sculptor, as one of our commanders. And then here's a legendary rare commander, Nostro, Voice of the Crags, Chimera. So he's a 4 cost with 3 different mana. Tap him, choose 1. X is the number of spells you cast this turn. Scry X, or Nostro, Voice of the Crags deals X damage to target creature, or you gain X life. And on our foily is a little mirror, Perilous Mirror.
All right, coming back over to here, we got Intangible Virtue. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. So token synergy, enchantment. We got Codex Shredder, 1-drop artifact. Target player mills a card. That's cool. And then for 5, sacrifice the Codex. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, a lot of versatility. I don't know if it's super powerful. Reclamation Sage, that's a reprint. When it enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. Nightshade Harvester, that's our rare. Elf Shaman. Oh, I love the black elves. Those are cool. So 4-drop, 1 black, 3 colorless. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player loses 1 life. Put a +1/+1 counter on Nightshade Harvester. So that's going to completely get out of control. It is a 4-drop, so the chances, it might It's a little late in the curve, but at the end of the time, you know, three opponents and it's triggering every time. That's going to be crazy. All right, for our commanders, we got Numa, Joraga Chieftain. It's an elf warrior. Let me shut this up. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay XX. When you do, distribute X +1/+1 counters on any number of target elves. So that's kind of cool. And it's got the partner ability, so I like that. And then we've got Averna, the Chaos Bloom. Ooh. Elemental Shaman. As you cascade, you may put a land card from among the exiled cards on the battlefield tapped. Okay, that's kind of dumb. That's so broken. All right, and then we got a foil of Numa, the same one. That's pretty cool. That was a good pack.
All right, here we go. We have Intangible Virtue as one of our uncommons. Here's a Codex Shredder, which Brian just had in his previous pack. We have a uncommon Shimmer Mirror. Flash. You may cast artifact spells as though they had flash. Pretty cool. Here's a board clear. Slash the Ranks. It's a rare. Destroy all creatures and planeswalkers except for commanders.
Ooh.
So there's a 5 cost. Then we have another pirate here. The Ghost of Ramirez de Pietro. Commander Kedis, Emberclaw Familiar, Elemental Lizard. Oh, and then we got a Commander Rare Foil, Kodama of the East Tree. All right, so he's a reach.
What was he, the Kamigawa block?
Kamigawa block, yep.
That's awesome.
So he's a 6 cost, green 6/6 creature. Reach, whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. Any partners. And then we got
Dude, that is so good. All right, so my pack, we got Meteoric Mace, 6 artifact equipment. It's got that colored artifact red, obviously.
Yep.
Equip creatures get +4 and has trample. Equips for 4 and cascade. So expensive but powerful. Hero's Blade, 2-drop artifact equipment, +2 or +3/+2. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach the blade for free. And then it equips for 4. So you get that free equip, but then it becomes a little slow. Next one, Feast of Successions. All creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn, and you become the monarch.
Nice.
No, so that's kind of the black version of a board sweeper.
Yep.
-. This one's, I have got this one too. This one's amazing. Jessica's Will, 3-drop sorcery, red. Choose one. If you control a commander, as you cast the spell, you may choose both. So option 1, add 1 red for each card in target opponent's hand.
Whoa.
Right. The second one, and remember, target opponent. So,
Yes.
you know, you're using this turn 3, you probably have all your players at the table. You're picking the person who has the most cards, 3, 4, or 5. That's going to be strong. And then the second one, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn.
Man.
And now think about the combo that's
If you have direct damage spells and everything else.
the fact that, okay, I'm going to get the mana, and then I'm going to reveal these cards, and then the combo together, I'm going to have the mana to play all these cards. That's nuts. All right, for our commanders, we got Miara, Thorn of the Glade, Elf Scout, black, 2-drop, 1/2 stats. Whenever she enters the glade or another elf you control dies, you may pay 1 colorless and 1 life. If you do, draw a card and has partner. And then we got Jury, Master of the Review. Ooh, I like it. It's going into that Rakdos theme. Human Shaman. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Jury. Whenever Jury dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Huh. That's pretty cool. It's like a modified Butcher there. And then we got just an enchant land aura.
All right. Well, we're going to start with got the Meteoric Mace again. Then we have the Noxious Dragon. When he dies, you may destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less.
Not to be confused with the Obnoxious Dragon.
That's, yes.
Who just annoys everybody.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Sifter Worm. big giant worm creature. And our rare here is Zat's Will, which is an instant. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. Kind of like that last card that you had, Jessica's Will.
It's the black version.
Yep. Each opponent sacrifices a creature they control with the greatest power. Exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards. Then create X01 black throw creature tokens where X is the greatest power among creature cards exiled this way.
So that's a reference to Tevesh Zat, the greater demon.
Nice. We got Rebek. Couldn't finish the A on there, but if you look at the next letter, it's Architect, so it's Rebecca Architect. I can't say that properly. That's one of our commanders. And then we got Iktekik Salvage Splicer. And our foil here is an uncommon foil, Supreme Will.
Awesome. All right, what do we got? Coming down, well, more than halfway through. We got Horizon Scholar, flying 4/4 bird, scry 2. Fencing Ace, that's a reprint, 1/1 double striker. Scaled Behemoth, 6-drop, hexproof, 6/7.
Hexproof, nice.
Crocodile, okay, nothing fancy. Soul of Eternity, 7-drop white. Star. Soul of Eternity's power and toughness are equal to your life total.
Avatar.
Wow, that's kind of. What does Encore do? I haven't seen it. Exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token. Oh. Okay, I don't know, it's expensive, but that sounds a little out of control. Glacian, Power Stone Engineer. You had him earlier, right?
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
And Livio, Oathsworn Sentinel. Human Knight. 2/2. For 1/1, choose another target creature. Its controller may exile it with an Aegis counter on it. And then 2/1 tap, return all exile cards with Aegis counters on them to the battlefield under their owner's control and partner. Okay. Why do I have an extra one?
Oh, oh, is that a foil rare? Nope, I don't know.
Well, we just got an extra. Oh, I'm sorry. I remember now. For drafting, this guy here, the Prismatic Piper, is a bonus that they throw so many in each box. So in the event that you don't draw a good commander in your sealed packs or your drafts or however you're doing it, you can use the Prismatic Piper. So that's why he's in there.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
All right, so we got the Skilled Animator. That's one of our uncommons. Open the armory, search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. We have the Merchant Raider, another pirate. Oh, here's a really good card. It's actually right now on TCG going for like $26. Hull Breacher. Flash.
Stupid.
So it's a 3-drop Flash Merfolk Pirate. If an opponent would draw a card except the first one, they draw on each of their draw steps. Instead, you create a treasure token. Nice. All right, then we have one of our commanders, Dargo, the Shipwrecker. Giant Pirate, legendary creature. Oh, we got another rare in here, Kodama, the East Tree. This is one that I got a foil version of earlier. And my foily here is a Squad Captain.
Cool. All right, we got Burnished Heart, Elk, Artifact Elk. That's kind of cool. Sacrifice Burnished Heart, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them out to the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. That's interesting. So colorless acceleration. Confiscate. Chant permanent, you control enchanted permanent for 6. So that lets you steal anything, not just a creature. It's a little expensive, but a neat effect. Kumbaji Witches. 2 black, 1/3. Deals 1 damage, tap deals 1 damage to any target and 1 damage to any target of an opponent's choice. And I think that's, I don't remember what set. One of the earlier sets had a version of the Kumbaji Witches.
So basically you tap
First
to do a
witches or
damage to
something?
that person, and then they can choose the target. So they can do the damage back to you if they choose.
If they want to, yeah. Okay, Rootwaller. Why is that spinning, man? That's our rare. Elf Druid. 2/1 for 3. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent may search their library for up to 3 basic land cards. And each puts one of those cards onto the battlefield tapped. The rest under their control, and the rest under control. What? It's losing me here. They each put one of those cards onto the battlefield tapped under your control. Okay, that's what I was missing, the your. And the rest on the battlefield tapped under their control. Then each player who searched their library this way shuffles it. Wow. So all your opponents have to give you a land.
Nice.
I mean, they get a bonus out of it, but... Okay, Yearlock of the Scorch Thrash. 1 green, 1 red, 1 black, 1 colorless. Vashino Shaman. Vigilance, 4/4. It's pretty good. Player losing unspent mana, causing that player to lose that much life. Okay, so it brings back mana burn.
Yep.
And 1 and tap. Each player adds 1. Oh, that's neat. 1 black, 1 red, 1 green. So now you can burn people.
Nice.
That's cool. And it's each player, so you're burning everyone. Again, Arcanum Weaver. Human Wizard. Tap 1 red, tap 1 white, tap 1 black. And then tap itself. Sacrifice an enchantment. Return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, that's situational, but good. And then on Foily, Common Assassin.
All right. Let's see what we have here. We have Mindless Automaton. Enters the battlefield with 2+1/+1s on it. Discard a card, put a +1/+1 on them. Remove 2 +1/+1s from them and draw a card. Yeah, a little expensive for them. 4-drop for 0/0 to start. Sandstone Oracle. All right. Then we have Cast Down. Basically a murder spell for 2. Destroy target non-legendary creature. Then we got one of our lands in there. Training Center. It's just a regular tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents, and add blue or red.
So I really like these because what they're able to create basically that dual land, but it's
Right.
only commander useful.
So as long as you're playing 2 or more people, it just comes right out.
Yep.
All right, then we have Siani of the Ice Storm. Flying, whenever Ice Storm attacks, scry X, where X is the number of attacking creatures with flying. All right, kind of like this one here. So one of our commanders, Abomination of Llanowar.
This thing's fucking.
Legendary creature, Elf Horror. 3-drop, 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 green. Vigilant Menace. Abomination of Llanowar's power and toughness are each equal to the number of elves you control plus the number of elf cards in your graveyard.
That's neat, right?
That is awesome. And then my foil is Crow of Dark Tidings. And a little horror card. There we go. Well, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here.
Alright, we got a Valve Lightning. Chant creature gets +2/+2, has first strike, and can attack you or a planeswalker you control. So obviously you can put it on your own creature, but you can use it to stop somebody else's creature from attacking you. Supreme Will, that's the blue. Choose one or the other. We had that earlier. Dreamstone Hedron. Okay, the little Hedrons. Artifact. Taps and adds 3. 3 taps, sacrifice, and draw 3 cards. So, kind of like the strongest version of the Hedron series. Oh, Wheel of Misfortune. This is a good one. This is our rare. Each player secretly chooses a number 0 or greater. Then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously. To determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Misfortune deals damage to equal to the highest number of each player who chose that number, and then each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand and draws 7 cards.
Wow.
Oh, that's
a lot to swallow.
That's gonna be fun. Okay. Kangi the Sky Warden, Bird Wizard. 5-drop, flying vigilance. When it attacks, attacking creatures with flying get +2 power. So end of turn. And when it blocks, it gives +2 power, or toughness. So kind of straightforward. Then we got Jared. I forget what he's from.
Carthalion.
Oh, he's the werewolf heir? I don't know. There's a lore behind
From
him.
Innistrad and stuff?
Yeah, something. I don't know. There's an heir. That's why he's called the true heir. So, when he enters the battlefield, target opponent becomes the monarch. You can't become the monarch this turn. Then if damage would be dealt to Jared while you're the monarch, prevent that damage and put that many +1/+1 counters on it.
Oh,
so it's
nice.
kind of like a fight to become the king, but once you're the king, he's out of control.
Ooh.
And then we got a foily and full art Abomination of Llanowar.
I like that card. That's actually pretty cool. That foil's actually really, it's like sparkly too.
Yeah, that's solid. That's a really neat, particularly for an uncommon.
All right, so we have the skilled animator again. Can't use lieutenant again. The arcane signet. So basically, it's a 2-cost. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Then we have the rejuvenating springs, which is the green-blue version of the land, where if you have 2 or more opponents, it comes out and you don't have to tap it. We got Tormund the Desecrator.
Ooh.
So he's a 4-cost zombie wizard. Whenever 1 or more cards have your leave your graveyard, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token. Nice.
And that is the same Tormund as Tormund's Crypt.
Nice. That's nice. Yeah. And then we got our rare commander here, Amarith the Lustrous, sorry. Legendary creature dragon flying. Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it shares a card type with that permanent, you may reveal that card and put it into your hand. Then we have a foil Court Street Denizen and another Prismatic Piper.
Yeah. All right, we got Orzhov Advocist, Human Advisor, 1/4. Beginning your upkeep, each player may put 2+1/+1 counters on a creature they control. If player does, creatures that player control can't attack you or planeswalker you control until your next turn. Armorcraft Judge, Elf Artificer. That's cool. Artificers that are elves. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card for each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it. All right, feeding into the +1 counters. Nadir's Nightblade, Elf Warrior. When a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's cool. I like how it's adding to some of the power to some of the existing synergies out there. Amphin Mutineer. Ooh, a Salamander Pirate. Neat. When he enters the battlefield, exile to 1 target non-salamander creature. The creature's controller creates a 4/3 blue Salamander Warrior. Okay. And then he has Encore. For our commanders, we've got, what is that, Falfis?
Yeah.
Shadowcat Familiar? All right. Nightmare Cat, Legendary, that's cool. Commanders you control have Menace and Death Touch, and it has Partner. I think that's cool. This one's a Rumi of the Dead Tide, Merfolk Wizard. That's cool, Merfolks. Taps to exile cards from your graveyard equal to the number of opponents you have. Target creature card in your graveyard gains Encore until the end of the turn. Cost equal to its mana cost. That's cool. What do you got?
All right. Well, let's see here. I got another Mindless Automaton. And we got Ordeal of Nylia, Volcanic Torrent. Our rare in this one is Plague Reaver. He's a creature beast, 3 drops. He's a 3-drop 6/5 creature. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice each other creature you control. Discard 2 cards, sacrifice Plague Reaver, choose target opponent. Return Plague Reaver to the battlefield under that player's control at the beginning of that next upkeep. Huh. Well, you can bring them out early if you don't have anything on the deck. Hit them real quick after you sacrifice your other stuff, and then give it to the other guy and make him sacrifice his stuff. And we got Hamza, Guardian of Arishan. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a +1/+1 on it. He's a 6-drop 5/5. So if you have +1/+1 creatures out there, he costs 1 less for each one. Creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control with a +1/+. Wow, that's not bad.
That's cool.
Then we got Alaru, Solomon Ritualists, a human monk. When he comes into the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on each of up to 2 other target creatures. Whenever a non-token creature you control with a +1 on it dies, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And then we just have the Sky Reaver Giant. All right, we're down to our last 2 packs here.
One for you, one for me. Big money.
Come
Big
on.
prizes.
Mana drain. Mana drain.
I love it.
Come on, mana drain.
You know, we did pretty hot right out of the gate, and then it slowed down.
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
definitely a lot of fun stuff in this. Definitely a lot of fun stuff. All right, so first response, enchantment, beginning of each upkeep. If you lose life that turn, create a 1/1 white. I like that. That's neat. Particularly if you the combos you can do with it.
Yep.
So you do something where like everybody's losing life, and then every person's turn you're getting a 1/1 white soldier,
Nice.
and then you know even if it's just chump blocking or whatever.
Yep.
That's cool. Patron of the Valiant, we had him earlier. Hunter's Insight. Green, instant, choose target creature you control. Deal that creature's combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn. Draw that many cards.
Oh, so
That's
it's
cool.
kind of like a ram through, but instead of
target creatures, it targets either the player or the planes. That's neat. That's a
Yeah.
neat solution
Yep.
because green hasn't had that. And I love how
Draw
it's
cards.
either or.
Yep.
So you're playing ram through and you can deal with creatures, or you're playing this and you can deal, and the draw cards is very strong too. Profane Transfusions. That's a mythic rare. Target players exchange life totals. Okay, that's going to be bonkers. That's cool.
and then you
You're
create
gonna
an
see all-
XX colorless horror artifact creature token where X is the difference between those players' total life totals. So if you're down to 1,
And they're at 45.
you switch it. Now you have a 44 horror token out there.
Yeah. Yes, definitely some shenanigans going on there. Let's see. Armix,
Yep.
Filgry, Thrasher, Golem. Oh, that's cool. We got a Golem. Whenever
My
he
precious.
attacks, you may discard a card. When you do, target creature defending player controls gets... All right, so it kills a creature when it attacks, or gives it a minus. That's neat. Malcolm, Keen-Eyed Navigator, Siren Pirate. Flying when one or more pirates you control deals damage to your opponent, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. Once again, I think that's easily to abuse. Nothing too fancy there. Well, all right, last one.
All right, let's see here. We got the Burning Anger. Enchantment aura has tap this, creature deals damage equal to its power to any target. Scholar of the Ages.
Ooh, that's a reprint.
Yep.
That's coming back. That's cool.
So there's
Steel
going to be
stuff.
another reprint in here in a second after this one. 3 visits. Search your library for a forest card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Remember this one?
Oh, yeah.
Staff of Domination.
Big money. Big prizes.
Now, most of you remember this if you were playing about 10 years ago.
Fifth Dawn.
Yep. Cost 3 artifact. Pay 1, untap Staff of Domination. 2, tap, you gain 1 life. Pay 3, tap, untap target creature. Pay 4, tap, tap target creature. And pay 5, tap, draw a card. Alright. Then we have Prava of the Steel Legion. Cat Soldier. As long as it's your turn, creature tokens you control get +1/+4. Nice. For 3, create a 1/1 white soldier token.
Wow.
Any partners. Then we have a rare mythic here. Zombie Wizard. Nivinral Uborg Tyrant.
So that is of Nivinral's disc.
Nice.
I think
Remember that? That's
I think
from-
he has the
Let's-
disc effect at the bottom.
Let's see. Hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Nice. When he comes in, enters the battlefield, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. When he dies, you may pay 1. When you do, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments.
Yep.
That's sweet.
That's awesome. So
And then the last card's just a foil, Renegade Tactics. Overall,
that
it wasn't
was
a bad
awesome.
box.
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
Like I said, we got a couple big money cards in there, a couple powerful cards. I saw some
And I
good
really
combos.
like the synergies, with this back behind the commander push. It's really opening up some cool play styles, really throttled up the partner, and just the ability to have weaker commanders. But, if you think, with each commander, the partner allows you, you might play this and this, and I might play this and something else. So it really opens up the options. And in general, it gives some value to some of the weaker effects, but then adds to the creativity where that's how you combine them.
I was impressed with the deck. I mean, I was just going through when we were looking at those cards. A lot of different combos were coming into mind. It's like, ooh, I could play this
Yeah.
card with this card. I like the fact that they brought a lot of stuff back that you haven't seen. I mean, even the kobolds, like right there's a blast from the past.
Hans Eriksson is in the set. If you guys haven't seen it, that's from the Lurgoth. Ach, Hans, it's der Lurgoth. So yeah, a lot of, I don't know. I think they really got this one right. So Wizards, don't let your egos swell. But I think the price point was good.
Yeah.
It helped local game stores, and it was good for the player. The timing is solid right here. Coming into Black Friday and Christmas, where usually people want something of this product line, and I think it really strengthened the Commander options and opportunities, and it did it in a good way.
Yeah, and I look forward to actually doing a draft. I know you're going to be doing a draft this weekend.
Yeah, secretly.
Unfortunately, I can't be a part of it, but you're going to have to let me know how it goes. But it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, you want to sign us off, Randy?
Yep. Well, as always, I thank you for joining us here on Rolling Crits. And, if you really liked what you saw here, be sure to subscribe, like us, share us with everybody that you know. And as always, the most important thing is leave us some comments. What do you want to see? What do you want to see us do better? And let us know. But we look forward to talking to you guys again.
Yeah, and until then, keep rolling those nat 20s.